Hello everyone, you have to stop using ChatGPT the same way in 2026 because there is now a much better way to use it that is just as simple but gives you dramatically more powerful results. So if there's one AI video you need to watch to stay ahead right now, it's this one. Most people still don't realize that the more powerful version of ChatGPT was always there, but for a long time it was locked behind code, developer tools, and technical workflows that most people simply could not access, and now OpenAI has started making these powerful systems available to everyone through a much simpler interface that works very similarly to ChatGPT. So if you are still using ChatGPT in 2026 the exact same way people used it in 2025, you are going to get left behind very quickly. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to move from the basic version of ChatGPT into OpenAI's new super app Codex and show you some practical use cases. And I know the name Codex makes it sound like it's mainly for code or for developers, but you will see it's built for normal users and it is very easy to use. So let's get started. So first, let's set it up. So if you go into your current ChatGPT account, you will see Codex on the left-hand side panel. If you click on it, it will ask you to download the app, so go ahead and download it. And that's it, you now have Codex, and you can now use it from your desktop, so go ahead and open it. Now, once you open Codex, you'll immediately notice that the interface feels familiar. You can find the new model 5.5 and the 5.4 model as well, and you can select the intelligence level depending on your tasks and even the speed with which it responds. On the left-hand side panel here, you will see the three main parts in Codex: plugins, automations, and projects. When you click on plugins, you will see that you can connect to so many external apps: Google Calendar, Slack, Notion, Canva, Figma, and so many more. You can set up automations that run automatically, and you can use projects in a more powerful way that you can do with ChatGPT, and I will show you how you can use it to access your local folders. So now let's look at how it works, because this is where you start seeing the difference between what ChatGPT can produce and the output that you get with Codex. We'll start with a very simple task. What I'm going to do is ask Codex to create a full executive presentation for me. And here's the exact prompt I'm using. Create a modern 4-slide PowerPoint presentation titled "Why Some Companies Win While Others Fade." Use a sleek, dark business style with bold visuals, minimal text, and strategic storytelling. And I add some details on what each slide should contain. Then we enter that. And what you'll see is that Codex does not just give me text suggestions inside the chat window, it's now using the presentation skills inside it to create a full PowerPoint presentation. And once it's done, you'll see it's generated the full deck that I can open up here if I click on this link or the open button below. And it also opens a full panel on the right-hand side and shows the outline of the presentation and each slide. And look at how impressive each slide is. It's well designed and follows my color guidelines, and the visual hierarchy is excellent. And even the diagrams, icons, spacing, and strategic storytelling structure look like they have been professionally designed. And if I click open at the top, it opens directly inside PowerPoint, and you'll see that it's a real editable presentation where I can change the text, edit visuals, move layouts around, add slides, or customize everything further. But Codex is not just about producing better outputs than what you would normally get from ChatGPT, because as we discussed earlier, the real shift here is that it completely changes how you can actually work with projects and workflows. And one of the most useful things about Codex is that it can directly access and work with your local folders and files. So instead of manually uploading one document at a time into a chat, you can now give Codex access to entire project folders. So underneath the chat box here, you will see options to select a new project. You can search your projects, work in a project that you've used previously, or add a new project, or don't work in a project. And you can see here, I also have it selected to work locally so it can access my local files. So if I select add a new project, then you will see it will open my files and allows me to select the project I want to work from. So here I'm going to select my AI and healthcare project. So now you can see we are working in our AI and healthcare folder. And if I open that folder, you can see that has a number of papers, articles, and reports. So now let's add this prompt: analyze all research papers in this folder and create an Excel sheet including title, authors, publication year, research objective, methodology, dataset, key findings, limitations, and future research directions. And I'm going to enter that. And again, it starts to tell us the actions it will take. So here it creates the spreadsheet workflow and how it will structure the review database. And once it has completed the task, again, it will give us the link to the Excel file that it has just created, or we can click to open from here. It also opens it up on the side panel so we can view it here. And again, if we click on open, it will open the file it has generated. So let's open up our Excel file and look at this. Now you can see how Codex has gone through all the literature automatically and generated a full structured research database for us inside Excel. It has actually extracted and organized the papers into proper research categories and columns. So we have the paper titles, authors, publication years, journals, countries, research aims, methodologies, research design, and all of this has been structured across the entire literature set. And you can even see that Codex has created multiple tabs here, including the main literature review database, a summary section, and a source inventory. So you can imagine if you have a large number of documents or papers stored in your local files, how much analysis and synthesis you can get done. Codex is also really powerful because of its plugins, because once you start connecting plugins, it can also start working across external platforms and applications as part of the same workflow. So if we click on plugins, you'll see you can connect it to many tools like Gmail, Drive, Outlook, Teams, design tools like Canva, and so many more. So I have connected it to my Gmail, and now I'm going to ask it to use Gmail to summarize all the AI news in my inbox in the last 30 days. And once we enter that, you can see here it says it will use the Gmail connector, and you can see it searched my Gmail inbox, found all the AI newsletters I am subscribed to, and prepared an AI news digest for me that has all the main themes and ideas. And what's great is that if you link this to an automation, then you can even allow it to send you these updates automatically at the time you specify. So in this video, we've had a brief overview of what Codex actually is and how it's a powerful upgrade from ChatGPT. So I really think this is one of the most important AI tools to start learning right now if you want to stay ahead. And in the next few videos, we'll cover many more use cases. So make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.